D-Lo 404 Boxing and More here. Shout out to the LDBC. So I was on another video, and the video was titled that Rick Glaser confirms Luis Ortiz is 49 years old. In that video, he also talks about Rigondeaux being, I want to say he said Rigondeaux was like 43. Talks about why these guys will lie about their age, why a lot of these professional baseball prospects come over to America and lie about their age. You know, the Dominican Republic guys, some Cubans, so forth and so on. Talked about the benefits of them lying versus telling the truth about how old they really are, so forth and so on. You know, my comment to that was, not that I totally believe this, but if that's the case, I have even more respect for Rigo and Ortiz. And what was said in response to me, not by the original poster, but by someone in the comment section, was saying something about why do I think it is Luis Ortiz hasn't fought top opposition, and the only top guy he's fought is Wilder, and he lost, and so forth. So I even think some kind of way he tied it into, Wilder being a fraud as well, or some nonsense. But anyway, and that Wilder just hyped up Ortiz. But I'll say this. From the very first moment I ever heard Luis Ortiz's name being uttered by relevant, top guys in boxing and their management and promotion, it was always Luis Ortiz is a high-risk, low-reward guy. They really didn't want him. The guy is a serious threat. You go back to Tyson Fury when he had the belts. Tyson Fury is on record saying Luis Ortiz, high risk, low reward. How awkward he is, and just not someone you really want to fight. We know Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko both paid him, or some form of the two arranged step aside money to be paid to Luis Ortiz so that they can have their fight. And then when the winner was declared and the winner was supposed to fight Ortiz, that fight never happened. And Deontay Wilder wound up being the one who called up Luis Ortiz and said, "I'll fight you." So for all intents and purposes, you got Vladimir Klitschko ducking him. You got Anthony Joshua ducking him. You got Tyson Fury basically saying he don't want any problem with him. You got Dillian White done ducked him I don't know how many times, despite calling the man's name. If the guy is irrelevant and is such an old man, why don't somebody go ahead and get rid of him? If you're a boxing fan and you got a favorite fighter out there, reach out to him via Twitter or whatever. Put some heat on him and tell him, hey, please get this old man out of the sport. And this old, irrelevant guy out of the sport who can't fight top opposition. Because clearly he's the reason that he's not fighting top opposition, right? That's just like blaming Wilder for not unifying. Saying that he didn't unify with Anthony Joshua because he don't want to fight. Or he didn't unify with Joseph Parker because he don't want to fight. Or he didn't unify with Charles Martin because he didn't want to fight. Or he didn't fight for the vacant WBA title because he didn't want to fight. You see how that sounds? None of that makes sense. This guy hasn't gotten the fights he wanted because he's viewed as too dangerous. I don't care if he's 100 years old. The man is too dangerous. Shame on everybody who's ducked him, regardless of how old he is. I don't care if he's 29, I don't care if he's 39, I don't care if he's 49. The man says he's 39 until I see something saying otherwise. I'm going to believe that. When he has another birthday and says he's 40, I'm going to believe that. Until something comes out that proves otherwise. Not just somebody say some hearsay. But aside from that, if you believe him to be 49 years old, what does that say about the guys that have ducked him? What does that say about the guys he's beaten? Because only Wilder's beat him. He's got in the ring with, something like 24 other guys. 23 other guys or so. I don't have his record in front of me, but however many guys he got in the ring with, he's beaten them, and he's knocked out most of them at the advanced age of being over 40 years old at that point. So, and that's, once again, if you believe the story. So like I said, if there's any truth to this, I got much more respect for Luis Ortiz than I already had for him. That's very impressive for him to have done the things that he's done at being over 40 years old and almost pushing 50. So, you know, and my goodness, I have even less respect for those who have ducked him and less respect for those who he's beaten. The only thing I will say is I respect those who he's beaten for getting in the ring with him. Just like I respect Deontay Wilder for getting in the ring with him when he didn't have to. But, you know, we'll see if this story goes anywhere, if it's just a rambling of somebody who, you know, is just voicing their opinion. Much like I'm doing right now. But I try to drop a link to the video that I saw this on in the description box. Not that I agree with most of what this guy is saying, or even the guy who posted the video. I don't agree with a lot of things he says, but I think he makes decent videos. So I drop a description in the description box. But I'm gonna close on saying, once again, Luis Ortiz is out there. He wants to fight. Hey, if the guys won't fight him, you can't fault him for who's on his resume. And that's it. Shout out to the LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to my subscribers, my repeat viewers. If you're new to my channel or you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that bell icon. Drop a comment in the comment section and hit that like button for me. I'm out of here. Peace.